Hey, do you have a recurring New Year's resolution to clear out and declutter your closet, your kitchen, your office, or maybe even your whole house? Or do you feel like some people are just naturally more organized than you are? Or how about this one? Do you know you have too much stuff, but you just have a really hard time letting go of anything? Hi, I'm Amy, and on this channel, I talk to creatives, makers, artists, anybody who kind of identifies as a right-brainer or creative person. And if you answered yes to any of those questions, then you might be one of us, so join us. I usually do advice for people who are artistic and creative about business and about being their own boss and things like that, but I'm starting a series right now on organization because I have found that one of the main reasons that artistic and creative people feel like they are not going to be able to run their own business is because they're disorganized or they struggle with organization and time management. So we're going to kick off a series right now. First, let's talk about why we need to purge. You can have all the stuff in the world, but if you can't put your hands on it right when you need it immediately, then it's completely useless. You're just storing a bunch of stuff that's useless to you. Secondly, if we don't know exactly what we have, then we just tend to buy duplicates of the same thing, and we have multiple things that we still can't put our hands on when we need them. You might have 3 of something and you still don't have it when you need it. And then thirdly, the more stuff we have, the more responsibility we have to maintain it, the more work it is to take care of it, the more cost it is to store it and to have it in our homes and in our lives. So there are plenty of good reasons for decluttering and letting go of the things that we don't really need and that aren't serving us in any way. Now, I'm the first to admit that as artists and creatives, we are energized sometimes by a crazy assortment of things, and it helps us find new connections and have new ideas and really put things together in a way they've never been put together before, up to a point. But there is a point of diminishing returns, and surely we've all experienced the point where your stuff is weighing you down, sapping your energy, getting in your way, making it impossible for you to get your work done because there's just too much weird, crazy junk everywhere that needs to be dealt with. So if letting go of things is difficult for you, and I admit it is for me, then here's a few strategies to try and help you when you get stuck or when you feel like you're having trouble letting go. The first strategy is put it in purgatory. Purgatory is a place where things are just going to have to wait and hang out until they prove to you whether they are worth having or not. This helps me sometimes to have a box that I'm going to put things in that I'm just not sure I'm ready to let go of yet, but I really haven't used them in a while. And usually you set yourself an idea of when you're going to check on it, 6 months from now or whenever, and you might put that on the box, label it, and if you just really haven't needed or used those things in that time, it's been in a closet or in another room, then it'll be a little easier for you to let go of it and pass it on. Okay, strategy number 2, take a picture. And you remember I don't know if this is true for you, but in my day there was kind of this schoolyard taunt, which was take a picture, it'll last longer if you were looking at someone or staring at someone. Well, that schoolyard bully was actually right about something, one thing, which is taking a picture will last, and sometimes you don't need the thing, you just need a picture of it that you can see when you need to or when you're sentimental about it, but not the thing that's taking up 3-dimensional space in your home and crowding up your life. So take a picture, sometimes that's enough to make you feel like, okay, I will remember that thing, and then you can let it go. Strategy number 3, get a friend's perspective. Now, I want to say that this should be a kind friend, okay? Someone who will tell you in a gentle way that you're crazy and you should let go of that thing. One thing I think about, I used to watch some of these purging or hoarding shows in the past, and like sometimes people would have an entire room full of beanie babies, which were these little beanbag animals that people collected 20 years ago, and they spent a fortune on them. They turned out to no longer be worth anything. And I can watch this as someone who never collected beanie babies and go, what, are you crazy? Do you really think you need to hold on to those things? They just could not be told that they weren't worth anything anymore. And sometimes you need the perspective of an outsider to tell you that that thing that you still think is valuable because you spent money on it or because you were really attached to it a long time ago really isn't valuable anymore. But it needs to be somebody who loves you and will tell you in a way that you can hear instead of a way that makes you defensive. So that's that next strategy. The strategy after that, number 4, and this one helps me a lot, is just find it a better home. For me, it's not that I can't get rid of things, it's just that I don't want them to be thrown away and fill up a landfill and destroy the planet. If I knew that somebody else was going to use it, then I'm totally fine with letting go of it. So finding a better home, sometimes it's worth a little extra effort to know that you're finding it a good home. One thing I found is that on Craigslist, if you list something for free on Craigslist, you will get takers for it. Just about anything immediately, and then you'll know it's somebody who wants that thing, like art supplies and craft supplies and things like that. I have given those on Craigslist to people who are really excited to get them, and then I go, oh, it's going to another artist or crafter and they're going to use it because I haven't been using it, and I feel good about that. So you feel great about getting rid of some of your stuff. Well, that's a win-win. So there's one way you can do it. Okay, strategy number 5, if you're having trouble letting go of things or if you're stuck decluttering, is establish zones where clutter can be contained. This works particularly well if you live with someone who is a little hostile toward your clutter, or just any of us. We think another person's clutter is junk and ours is stuff that's valuable and we don't want them to touch it. So like in my case, in my home, we have tried to clearly establish that there are zones which are common zones for everybody in public areas, and we try to keep clutter out of those. I don't do a very good job of it. If you ever ask my husband, it's true. I still have to keep working on that. But then we each have our own desk, our own office, our own little corner of space where we're allowed to have our clutter without the other person telling us what to do about it. And sometimes you need that, you need that little space where you can have your junk until you're ready to deal with it. And sometimes that's enough to help you deal with other areas of your life, as long as you still have this one place where you can kind of still be a clutter bug and feel okay about it. Okay, strategy number 6 is give yourself a deadline. If there's something that you're still hanging on to because you think it has value, but it's broken or it's not serving you, set a deadline for when you're going to need to have it fixed. This works a lot of times for clothing. You know, if it's something that doesn't fit you anymore or needs to be altered, then give yourself a deadline for when you're going to get that done. And if you're not going to do it and you haven't been doing it, then try to stick to that deadline. Let it go if you're not ready to do it, because it must not be that important. I'm going to give myself a deadline right now in this video, because this desk I'm sitting at, which is a thing I found on the side of the road 20 years ago, but I still love it because it's very shabby chic. It has a drawer that doesn't have a bottom in it, and it drives me crazy because I only have one other drawer. So I have a desk that has one drawer instead of 2. Well, I could double the amount of space I have. That would help me with my clutter, wouldn't it? But I've never fixed it because I'm not super handy in that way. So, okay, I'm committing to take my own medicine and try to have this fixed at least by 2 weeks from now, so that I can keep this desk and keep using it. And so I encourage you to take that challenge. Try to fix something that's not serving you so that it is serving you, and then you'll be excited about having it and using it. Okay, to wrap up, I just want to say you're not alone in this struggle. So many of us feel it, and I want to encourage you to keep trying to get better, just like the rest of us are doing. I want to give you a little bit of encouragement and advice that you need to think a little bit about the things that you're assessing. Do they really have true current value to you, or is it just a past value that you're still remembering and can't let go of? Or in the case of us as artists, is it like an imaginary future potential value, like, I could make that into something. I'm planning on doing a project that will use that someday, but I've had it for 10 years and I still haven't done that project. So try to be honest with yourself about, is this real value now, or a value from the past, or a value from the future that's not quite as real to me? And let that guide you in what you keep and what you let go of. And I'm gonna leave you with 5 words that I literally have stuck on my office mirror in pretty lettering to help inspire me, which is let go or be dragged. In this world, there's things we just need to let go of, or we're not going to be in control anymore. Our things are controlling us, or our past or our baggage is controlling us. Whatever it is you need to let go of, I want to encourage you to let it go so that you can move forward and bring in new energy and new creativity, embrace new things. Next week, we're going to be talking about Marie Kondo and her KonMari method of tidying up. And so I would love for you to subscribe to this channel and click on that little bell that gives you notifications so you can join us while we talk about more organization strategies for creatives. Thank you.